boy ignited his homemade rocket. The rocket unexpectedly circled in the air. Then it flew into the factory building. But this boy panicked because his father was there. He rushed over to check immediately. His father emerged covered in soot. He held up the rocket debris and sternly scolded the boy. Then he threw the rocket into the trash can. When the boy returned to his room, he found that all his tools were gone. He went to confront his father, but his father pointed to the trash can outside. The boy had to retrieve the rocket in the pouring rain. Turned out that the boy had a dream. He wanted to make a rocket by himself. The next day, the boy actually left home. His teammates drove to catch up with him. After a 3-hour hike, they finally reached an open field. They planted a flag and built a safety shelter. Then they made their first attempt. At first, they were full of confidence. The rocket launched successfully, but it turned in the air and flew toward a passerby. He was startled, but instead of blaming them, he offered a suggestion that they needed to use heat-resistant steel. But this material was rare and expensive. The boy had no money, so they quickly came up with an idea. The next day they went to an abandoned railway. They removed a rail, then exchanged it for some money, and successfully bought the heat-resistant steel. So they returned to the launch site. He fixed the match to the igniter, then pulled the string. As the countdown neared 0, the fuse burned out. This time the rocket flew straight. They finally succeeded. Their success attracted media attention, and they were featured in newspapers. But then the police took them in, charging them with starting a fire with the rocket. Though they were all released, they were banned from further experiments. So they had to return to the launch site and burn down their safety shelter. But the boy didn't give up. He found the top student late at night and used formulas to calculate the location of the lost rocket. They actually found it. Then they rushed the rocket head back to school. Facing skepticism, the boy walked to the chalkboard and did calculations live for the principal. Then the principal was fully convinced and finally approved of them. The exhibition came as scheduled. At the exhibition, his outstanding work attracted much attention as winners were announced one by one. His name was mentioned just when he thought he had lost. At the end, the host announced the highest scientific honor. It was the names of the 4 of them. He slowly walked to the stage and accepted the medal. So what do you want to be in your childhood?